Good morning. I am going to share with you something very important and something that I learned a lot about recently, in particular around a case study I want to share. Kind of fun. So, in the process of healing, it's kind of like if you're not standing knowing a ball is going to be thrown at you, you're not prepared to have the ball thrown or catch it, the ball's going to come. But you're not going to see it, or you're not going to catch it, it's going to hit you, or something like that. That's the same thing with getting your mindset right. If you're not able to receive this data because you don't even know it's on its way and you're operating on a different frequency, you're going to miss an opportunity to receive healing. And that may sound a little bit strange, but in fact, it's not. So today we're going to talk about meditation and prayer, and we're going to look at these words specifically. And I like to think of one of these as talking and one of these as listening. Usually, when we're meditating, we're listening. Usually, when we're praying, we're talking. There's no one right way or the other. It still opens up the channel to receive information from the outside world, whether you're talking or listening. But honestly, sometimes we need to do a little bit of the latter. Sometimes we need to be able to get at a space in our body prepared to catch that ball, prepared to receive information because we're hovering at a better level of consciousness. I'll explain that in a sec. Let's take a look at these words. Look at the word meditate. I love taking words apart, and I used to have a t-shirt company where I would put words to on the shirt and have you understand their etymology, meaning where they came from. But I love this word meditate. It's like I'm pretending M stands for mind, and it's the edit of the mind, and maybe it's just what you ate. Meaning, what thoughts are you eating? What thoughts are you thinking? Instead of what thoughts are you not editing? What thoughts are you actually thinking and feel are real and they're just not? So meditation is about watching and listening the thoughts that come through. Not to say that they're true, just to recognize that, oh my gosh, my mind is so busy. It's just thinking all these crazy thoughts, and none of them are necessarily true. Some of them might be, but just because you think a thought doesn't mean it's true. And when you meditate, you start to look at those thoughts like, oh my gosh, where's that coming from? Or this circular thinking, why am I always coming back to this singular thought? So to meditate is to relax, let go, notice the stream of consciousness, don't get attached to it, move it along, and just follow your breath. And we do know that meditation, people who meditate, are healthier mentally and physically, period. So it's really important to get at least, they now say 12 minutes a day. Where that comes from is research, and they're using parameters to determine calmness and things of that nature. Now let's take a look at the word pray. P, ray. Um, and there was a story that made me think about breaking the word up this way, where a woman was in a car accident and she was very seriously hurt. And while she was in and out of her body, she saw a ray of light coming up from behind her car up to the heavens. And after she'd come to, after some time, the woman in the car behind her was at her side to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she looked at this woman and she said, "Oh my gosh, that's where the ray of light was coming from. I saw that you were praying." She goes, I was praying so hard for you. I saw this huge ray of light travel from your car up to the heavens." And I just thought that was a beautiful way to look at prayer, the power of radiating a thought upward towards the heavens and towards God. That's when we're asking for something. Now, in this place of meditation, we're also breathing, right? We're inhaling, we're exhaling. And you think of the word hail. Who are we hailing? Are we hailing God? What king are we hailing? I look at it as God. It's just a fun word play, but understand the power of the inhale and the exhale. is critical. It's a thing that defines you as life. The breath is gone, the heart's not beating, there's no life. And to inspire and spirit to have spirit within, when you take a deep breath, it's as if the spirit of God or the higher power, however you would like to frame it, comes back within the body. We see this all the time in the movies and come on, and finally they take this big breath and they're back. They're back. So understand that these things are critical as we're breathing in and we're breathing out. We're following our thoughts, we're letting them go, we're praying, we're sending energy upward. Very, very powerful things that we get to do if we choose to do them. This does not happen naturally. This does not happen by accident. And when we're sick, when we're sad, when we're worried, when we really take the time to do this work, it's extraordinary. I'm going to give you a couple tips. So, life-changing exercise. I have had the pleasure of working with this when I have been faced with a difficult physical condition, and I was scared, not sure what it meant, and I just had to go and be alone. I had to lay and on my back with my knees bent, supported with a blanket, a little pillow under my head because I didn't feel right sitting up. You can do this sitting. I just found it very comforting to do it lying down. And when you think of breath, you're going to breathe in all the way through your body, not just part of your body. I mean, that's part of our problem is we're kind of partially alive sometimes. Our breath is halfway good. And so you breathe and you think about bringing that energy, the breath, the energy of breath up the feet, the legs, the thorax, up to the crown of the head. And on exhale, from the head down all the way out to the feet. And there's something very beautiful about inviting this energy that happens through our body as we breath all the way up to our head and all the way down our feet. Sometimes we get kind of lazy and we're in the middle of a wave in the body and maybe some things are moving partially but not completely, and that reset is beautiful. Now that you're in this position, you focus on breathing in something lovely and then breathing out something contrary, generally the opposite. I'm giving you examples below. Breathe in good, breathe in bad. Breathe in light, breathe out dark. Breathe in energy, breathe out stagnancy or no flow. Breathe in love, breathe out hate. In joy, out sadness. In hope, out a sense of pity. In abundance, out dearth or lack. In peace, out discord. In health, out illness. In friends, out lonely. In safety, out fear. In certainty, out confusion. Anything that comes to you. But I promise you this, if you spend 5-10 minutes in a gentle, soft space where you're comfortable and you give yourself permission to breathe in what you desire, to breathe in what you want, to breathe in what is right, and to just release through breath that which you've been holding on to and you don't want to, you're sick of it. Very, very powerful exercise. And I believe people who do this are more capable of receiving healing, period. We know this. You change your thoughts. Your thoughts change your feelings. Your feelings change your behavior. And that changes, you guys, your life. So, again, I'm telling you, your thoughts are what your brain does. They think. Your brain thinks, your heart beats, your feet walk. Thoughts not necessarily true. So hang on to the ones that make you happy. Release the ones that are ridiculous or making you feel like a crazy person. And that's what meditation and prayer allows you to do. You can get consciousness in and around what those thoughts are. And the last thing I want to share with you is there's a lot of work done in the area of frequencies and consciousness. And we know that it's been studied a lot that you have different energy vortices in your body. and they're known as chakras, and this has been validated in science. Down at the bottom, the survival chakras live now next to the groin, and the joy and peace chakras live up in the head. And there is a frequency of energy affiliated with each of these levels. And when you're hanging out in your body at a consciousness, let's say your heart, your frequency, your vibration is so much greater than when you're hanging out, which is your frequency into your pelvis, where you're working on survival. So the world works this way. We just don't fully understand it, that the level of consciousness that you're hanging out in is also the level of consciousness that you can create in. Try to be sad. Just try to be sad and hope for a great vacation. You know, there's a mismatch there. So in the process of prayer and meditation, you get to choose to change where you're going to be hanging out. That's why a lot of people touch their hearts when they're praying, they're asking for something ardently, because they're wanting to remind them, let's go at least up to my heart, maybe even up to my head. Or people put their heads on their hands like, please give me peace, give me a sense of hopefulness here. Very rarely do you see people in an inspired state grabbing their pelvis. No, it doesn't happen. So you might have to take my word for this, but I promise you there's a lot of data that when you are meditating, when you are praying, when you're spending time trying to manifest a lovely future, notice where you are in your body and bring it up. Bring it up. Put your hands on your heart and focus from that space. Great. So what I'm hoping that you can do today is begin this art of meditation. Begin the power of prayer. Begin the increased capacity for your body to receive healing, because the work you're doing here in this program is extraordinary, and I hate for your body to miss it. So thank you so very much for spending time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the clinic. Or have any questions, you feel free to email, and have an absolutely fabulous day. Thank you.